recordings. So just come to the top of the mat and place the palms on the bellies and fill the belly with a nice big breath before we start the vinyasa flow. Draw the air up through the soles of the feet. Feel the connection with the earth. And as you exhale, let the breath go down and out through the soles of the feet. So really allowing the connection with the earth to be your pipeline here. Inhale and draw up. And exhale, release the breath through the nose. If you can practice your Ujjayi breath, bring it in now. It's a very heating practice because you keep more of the breath in the body, but you are still letting go of what you don't need. Okay, so let's start now. Inhale, draw the arms up and look up. Exhale, forward fold. Go easy on the backs of the legs by bending the knees for your first forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Nice, filling the belly with breath. Exhale, place the palms and step back with the right leg. And inhale, come up with the front of the left knee is forwards. Draw the arms up. And exhale, lower them down. Step the left knee back to meet the right. Stretch into a long child's pose, fingertips pointing forwards. Tuck your toes and then place your weight so you come into a plank. So our first chaturanga can be cobra or upward facing dog. You make the decision. Also your plank can be supported if you want to bend your knees now, you can. Lower down. Inhale, make your choice, cobra or upward facing dog. So fill the belly here. Check in with the heat of the belly. Exhale, roll over the toes and come into downward facing dog. So how's the back of your body this morning? How's it feeling there? If you walk the dog, maybe you cross the knees across the midline and ease into the waist a little bit too. Check in with your back. Check in with the posterior of the body. Lovely. Look forward, and this time we're going to lift that right leg and step the right leg forward towards the palms. You can't do it in one go, just encourage that right leg forward. Lower the left knee. Inhale, draw up, look up. Exhale, place the palms. Lift off the back leg and draw the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, draw up, come up to standing. Exhale, release. Lovely. Let's build the heat. Inhale, salute the sun. Let's coax it out of its hiding place. If it's hiding where you are, exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right leg back. And just let that deep lunge come into action as you inhale. Place the weight in the right arm and swipe the left arm back. Take your gaze towards the left fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, place the palm back down either side of the front foot. Step back into your plank. Again, you decide, cobra or upward facing dog. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. So again, come back to the belly breath. Exhale. Inhale. Try and count your inhalation and exhale for one count longer. Take some focus. Again, one more time. Inhale through the nose. Out the breath. Take a pause and exhale through the nose if you can, a little bit longer. So add 1 or 2 counts and then a rest. Lovely. So now we're going to hover the right leg up, draw it forwards and come into a nice low lunge. So you can spread that left leg backwards, keep the heel drawing back Place the left palm and inhale, circle the right arm back so it follows the length of your left leg. Your gaze follows the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Take the palms either side of the front foot, step the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, draw up, look up. Exhale, release. Lovely. Inhale, look up, draw up. Lift out of the pelvis. Exhale, fold forward so that your pelvis can hinge as you fold towards the knees. Gaze to belly button. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen and straighten the back. Draw the ears or the shoulders away from the ears. And now we're going to step straight back into plank or hop if you like. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, enjoy here. So we're going to come onto 3 limbs. Inhale the right leg up nice and high. Really lifting it up so you can imagine stacking the right hip on top of the left and take your gaze underneath your right armpit. If you want to, you can bend the right knee. If you're feeling really up for it, you can flip the dog. So the right foot comes down to the ground, you extend your left leg away from you. The right arm opens up and you lift the chest. Push through the chest. So wherever you are with this, you're feeling openness in the side body, so the lateral body waking up. If you flip the dog, draw yourselves back up so the right leg is nice and high. And then exhale, bring the knee to nose. Inhale, lift that right leg up nice and high. We're doing that twice more. Exhale, knee to nose. So once you control your abdomen, you're controlling the movement with your abdomen and you're controlling the breath for your abdomen. So you're holding a lot of heat there. After the 3rd time, you bring the knee to the nose. I'd like you to step your right leg in between your hands once again. And again, then keep your palms nice and flat on the earth. Nice bend in that right leg. And we're going to inhale and hover the left leg up into a standing split. So you can draw straightness into your front leg. Just check in that you're placing equal weight into the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe. The navel is engaged, the abdomen is drawing in. Check if you like to circle the left ankle. Hand the other way. This inversion is really good for your blood pressure, really good for your parasympathetic nervous system. So just walk your hands forward a little bit further so you have a bit more space. We're going to let that left leg come down and cross over the right leg. So we're in a standing forward fold, but the difference is our left leg is crossed over our right leg. So just see how that feels different from a regular forward fold. And then take your hands for a little walk over to the left-hand side. Way, it gets into the hips, okay? Lovely. And then you can take the hands for the walk in the opposite direction. And test with where you are in terms of how much you can place weight through your palms, what it feels like when you inhale and lift up, and when you use your exhale to lower down. The breath and the movement together, that's your vinyasa. Inhale, come back to the center. Now we're just going to take that right leg and extend it back and move the left leg over to the left-hand side of the mat so that you can lower down into lizard. So you can with your lizard if you like. I'm going to do the mirror image here. You can with your lizard if you like remain on your palms like this, or you can lower down onto your forearms, or if you really like, you can come down with your forehead on the mat. For an extra hip opener, Turn onto the outer edge of the left foot and let the knee open to one side. Hold it here. So your right ankle, your right heel is really pushing away from you. If your right leg is under too much strain here, you can lower the right knee down. You feel that in your hips? It's a good one for the hips. All right, so if you had your knee just like relaxing down towards the ground, draw it back up towards your armpit. Place your left palm inside your left foot and rotate your back foot. So it's now pointing to about 3 o'clock. The outer edge of the back foot is placing down into the mat. Then inhale and draw the right arm up. Blossom the chest open and take the gaze up. If it's there, if it's nice for your neck. Inhale and lift out the left waist. So here, I'm thinking about creating a lift. I don't want to be thinking about drawing down to the ground. See if you can keep your torso drawing upright. If you like, and it's available to you, optional bind here. I don't know if any of you remember practicing with Beth. From here, she'd often go into a bird of paradise. So if you're feeling adventurous, take your gaze down to the ground and hop your right leg up to the top of the mat. Place the weight in the right leg and lift up into bird of paradise. But that's just a trip down memory lane for some perhaps. Okay, let's lower that right arm and then walk yourself so that you are facing the long edge of the mat. Doesn't matter which way. Excuse me for the view. Maybe I'll swap around. Okay. So just inhale and walk the palms forward along the floor if that's available to you. And then exhale. Think about drawing your upper body out of the pelvic bowl. So you extend the spine and come forwards. Maybe on your forearms if you like. That's nice preparation for coming into a headstand. Place the right palm in the center and inhale, draw the left arm up and open. Again with the gaze, if your neck is allowing it, look up. If your neck is pretty stiff, on the inhale, look up, on the exhale, look down, and just encourage a range of motion with the breath. When you've reached the base of your third exhalation, swap the palm down that's supporting you. So now the left palm comes into the midline. Inhale, draw the right arm up and roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen that exhalation. Inhale. And exhale. Gorgeous. Then we're going to pad the arms back to the front foot. Take the palms either side of the front sole. Hop the back foot towards the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up, draw up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, look up, draw up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg off the ground and inhale, draw up, 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 up. Stack the left hip on top of the right. If it's nice for you, let the left heel fall towards the right glute. Take the gaze under the left armpit. If you're feeling it, go for the wild thing. Let the left foot fall behind you. Extend the right arm. Extend the left arm. Lift the sternum. And if you're in wild thing, take your gaze back to where your palms are going to be placed. Lift the left leg up. And then exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. And then let that left sole of the foot. Now you propel yourself forward with the ball of the right foot. So let that do the work as you bring your shoulders over your wrists. The left sole of the foot falls in between the palms. Take the weight into the left leg and simply float the right leg up nice and high. Breath, where is it? Use this opportunity to relax if you can. Think about opening the hip, floating that leg up. 5 breaths here. I hope you're on your 4th. You can perhaps rotate the ankle left and right to redistribute some of your focus. Lovely. Just pad your fingertips a little bit further forward so you can create some space. Wrap your right leg over your left. So it's that forward fold, but with your legs twisted. Now we're going to first of all walk the palms over to your right hand side. Inhale and lift, exhale and fold. And then we walk over and do the same on the left hand side. Inhale and lift, exhale and fold. So you're getting into different ligaments here. Lovely. Inhale back to center. And then you're going to extend the left leg back and walk the right sole of the foot over to the right side of the mat. Keep the heel lifted, shooting back if you want the knee lifted. If you are feeling a little more depleted and you'd rather conserve some of the heat that you're generating, lower the back knee down. Keep the right knee drawing into the right shoulder wherever you are with your lizard this morning. Interlace the fingers if that feels good to you. If you're coming onto the forearms, it can produce quite a strong feeling for you in the base there at the front of the body. And again, if you want to get deeper into the hips, turn onto the outer edge of the right foot and let the knee fall away. Lovely. Then draw the knee back up to the midline. Place the right palm inside the right foot and spin the toes of the left foot so they're pointing to roughly 9 o'clock. And then you inhale and draw up and take the gaze up too. So remember that you want to be lifting out of the body, not letting the body collapse into the ground. You can, if you like, take the bind. Keep lifting even in the bind. And if you were doing it, I'm not sure if anyone did, I couldn't see, you can hop that left leg forward. Take the weight on the left leg and come into bird of paradise on the opposite side. You can come out of that in your own time if it's there. Lovely. Really, really good, everyone. I like what I see. Great. So now you can come out of the bind and again walk to the wide edge of your mat. So that wide leg forward fold. Inhale, draw forwards, and this time we'll just be here in a symmetrical sense. So exhale, let the upper body drape down towards the ground, take the gaze in between the legs. Just practice a little bit with where your weight is on your feet. Is it on the balls of the foot? Is it in the heels? Press into the outer edge of the feet. You're activating then some of the muscles that will help recruit the strength that you need to keep yourselves upright here. Think about drawing your shoulders to your waist. So imagine your shoulder blades like wings are wrapping down towards your sit bones. That will elongate the spine, and gravity is helping you there too. Lovely. Inhale. Lift up so your body is parallel to the mat, so your 90-degree angle to the legs. And then bend towards your left knee. Bend your left knee and draw your right toes up to the ceiling. So you're getting a nice stretch along the inner seam of the leg. You can draw your bodies upright. Lovely. And then walk the palms over to the other side. Stretch in the opposite direction. Which side feels more allowing in this situation? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer it when there's a lot of give, or do you prefer the resistance? Okay, lovely. Draw back up to center, and then walk yourselves to the top of the mat and bring your feet together. We're going to come to eagle posture now. Really nice for opening the back and also compressing the internal organs, and then it just kind of squeezes out all the things we don't need while also pushing in everything we do. So we're really refreshing. It's like a detox, although everyone who's ever said detox has kind of been taken over the coals for that, but it does, you know, just sort of rings you through. So let's practice first. We're going to get the arms into position, and then we'll focus on the legs. Inhale, draw the arms up over the head, and exhale, let the left arm come over the top, the right arm come over the top of the left, and then bend the elbows up towards you. If you can, and it's available to you, create a wrap around the wrists as well. So you may feel already this is stretching across the back of the shoulder girdle. If you want to increase that sensation, and I recommend you try, inhale, draw the navel in and up, and lift the shoulders, lift the elbows, pardon me, draw the shoulders down. So with your navel engaged, exhale and sit into that imaginary chair just behind you. Lovely. So now we're going to take the weight into the right leg and inhale the left leg up and over. Could be one wrap, or it could be two. Then you sit back down in that chair, and the subsequent breath is about concentrating on drawing the shoulders above the hips, keeping the navel drawn in, and sinking a little deeper into the chair. Also nice to focus on the elbows, bringing them up so your palms are by a level with your nose. Now, a really challenging alignment to check in this posture is whether your standing knee is over the second toe. Have a little look if it is or not. It's very challenging to check it without a mirror, but that will just protect your knee. If it's not, adjust your hips a little bit. Lovely. Hold it just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So to release, let the arms unravel, the legs unravel, and come nice and wide. So, take up some space. Inhale, draw the arms back. And exhale, sit down into Goddess. Inhale, draw the arms back, push through the legs. Exhale, sit down into Goddess. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Great. Let's come back so we can perform so we can go through eagle on the opposite side. Inhale, draw the arms up and over. Exhale, release. This time the left arm on top. Fold at the elbows. And then wrap the palms if it's available to you If not, it's fine just to lie the backs of the palms together. Inhale, draw the elbows up, the shoulders down, the navel in. Exhale, sit down in your chair. Inhale, draw the right leg up over the left. Wrap once, wrap twice. Exhale, sit a little lower. Inhale, draw the shoulders up over the hips. Exhale, sit a little lower. Smile. Inhale. Exhale. Check in on the standing foot, the spread of the waist over the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, the heel. At the base of your next exhalation, you can come out of the pose. Release the arms. Inhale, draw up, look up. Release the legs. Exhale, step out into your star posture. Inhale, draw the arms out. Exhale, sit down into goddess. Stay in goddess. Inhale, draw the, so keep the elbows up in cactus. Draw the elbows back as if they're going to meet behind your back. Squish the orange between your shoulder blades. And then exhale, draw the shoulders and draw the elbows together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on the next exhale, just let yourselves come back into that forward fold and ragdoll it out. So really nice and loosen the arms. Sway in the hips. Find softness where you have had a lot of structure. Lovely. Then inhale. Walk the palms towards the front foot. And then step back and drop the knees. Inhale, look up, let the belly draw down. Exhale, roll the gaze so that you take the gaze to the navel and the background. Oh my gosh, my words today. Inhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears, look up. So just a few rounds of cat-cow. Exhale, take the gaze to the navel and round. If you want to take the hips to the heels a little bit to accentuate the movement through the spine, please do. Inhale, look up, drop the belly. Come back to center. We're going to inhale and draw the left knee up so that it's the height of the hip. That's on an inhale. On an exhale, extend the left leg backwards. Inhale. Exhale. Extend the leg backwards. Inhale, draw the knee up, height of the hip. Exhale, extend backwards. Twice more. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, one more time. Inhale. And then exhale, let the leg go long along the midline. Draw the heel towards the hip. Take the weight off the right palm and circle the arm backwards. See if you can catch the left foot and kick into the right hand. Lift the chest away from the mat, lift the navel and kick with the thigh. Come back to the breath. At the base of your next exhalation, you can allow that leg to drop. Draw the knee and the forehead together to round, and then lower down on that side. Sit down on the hips and swivel the legs forwards. And then we're going to draw the right knee up and externally rotate. So you look a bit like you're in a seated tree, Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, turn the torso towards the bent knee, and exhale, lean to then turn the torso towards the extended leg. Take your grip so it's either the shin, the thigh, or the toes. Inhale, draw the back long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up and place the left palm behind you. You're going to lift up into gate pose. So you come onto your left knee and the right arm, you inhale and draw over the ear, over the right ear, pointing away from you. So get a nice lateral stretch. Inhale. Exhale, push through the right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release down. Bring both palms behind you, fingertips pointing forward. Bend the knees, toes point forwards. So you're quite symmetrical. And then inhale, draw the hips up. Push the knees away from you, keep them drawing together. You come into tabletop. So if it's nice for you, you can start to release your neck backwards. Inhale. And exhale. Keep drawing your hips up to the ceiling. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale, let yourselves go soft in the center. The hips fall down. And then just draw yourselves in for a nice embrace. Come back to your belly breath. Focus on the ground that's holding you. You are exactly where you're meant to be. You don't have to think about what's next or what was before. See if you can allow whatever's on your mind just to be without getting involved in it. Before we come back to all fours to repeat that little sequence on the opposite side. So we're going to inhale and draw the right knee up hip height, and exhale, extend the leg down the midline. Inhale, knee to hip. Exhale, extend. Inhale, draw the knee up. Exhale, extend. Inhale. Exhale, one more time, inhale. So you're mobilizing in the hips. Might feel a bit dusty in there, in that range of motion. Draw the right hip up to the heel, up towards the hip. Lift the left arm up, reach back, circle back, and take hold of the outer edge of the right foot. Kick into that right foot. Draw your upper body away from the mat. Now there's something that you could practice here. You can either sort of focus on peeling the right hip away from the mat, or drawing the right hip parallel to your left hip and keeping really strong in the abdomen. Try and keep that twist in your arm that's taking the weight. At the base of the next exhalation, release the right leg and draw the right knee in towards the forehead. And then release it down, come and sit on the mat, extend the leg out in front of you. Draw the right knee into the chest and allow the right knee to externally rotate onto the mat. Coming into Janu Shirshasana once more. Inhale and draw up towards the bent leg. And then exhale, rotate the torso and lean in towards your forwards fold. So chin to shin is often how this is described. So you want to keep that length in the front body. Keep the length along to the chin as you stretch the back seams of the leg. as well as your spine. So reach out of your pelvis. Inhale, lifts and lengthens. Exhale, decompress. Lovely. At the base of your next exhalation, inhale and draw up. Place your right palm just behind you. And then inhale, lift up onto the right knee and let the left arm create a nice arc over towards your right palm. Stretch the outer edge of the left foot down into the mat. So the lateral bend even is linked to increasing the lung capacity. Can you feel that sense of increased space and increased potential? Enjoy being here. Before, at the base of the next exhalation, you allow yourself to lower down onto the mat. Stretch the legs out in front of you again. Dandasana, staff pose. So it's an opportunity to check in with the spine. The hips and the shoulders and the crown want to be in line. The Sushumna Nadi, which is going into sort of yogic anatomy, is actually exactly where the vagus nerve. So people in the, knew about the parasympathetic nervous system before it was labeled as such. So a lot of yoga is about ensuring that you have a healthy spine. So in this very neutral posture, can you visualize this kind of channel of nerves supporting you not only with your vertebra, your spine, but also with how you respond to your lives? And it's so intense. It's so important, in my opinion, that we have some sort of awareness of our potential, not to have control over our lives, but to have an awareness of our response to it at least. Lovely. So just inhale and draw the arms up now. And exhale, cross over the body. Let the left arm come and take hold of the right knee from the outside. And the right palm can just come back behind you, perhaps a foot. And inhale, lift up out of the pelvis. Exhale, take the gaze over the right shoulder. Keep the toes drawing towards you so the legs are extending along the mat. This time, like all times, is a very good one if you know what to do with it. That's a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Just makes us realize that not pressure to do everything with every moment, but just that sense of perspective and the plasticity of potential. Lovely. Release from the twist. Inhale, draw the arms up. And exhale, reverse. So this time, the right palm to the outer edge of the left leg or left knee. The left palm, I'm on the fingertips behind your left hip or in the midline. Inhale, draw up. Push through that left palm to support your spine as you exhale into the twist. Again, take focus to the toes, draw them back towards you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to the center and let yourselves just relax down onto the mat into these constructive rest pose so that you're Heels, your feet, soles are on the floor. Legs are parallel, knees are parallel. Take a moment to find the mat. Let your spine release fully onto the mat. Tuck the chin in that area of your cervical spine, right up at your neck. There's going to be a gap underneath there. That's fine. Drawing the chin in means that you can protect your neck. Keep your gaze upright. Now place the palms either side. We're going to press into the palms and inhale. Draw the hips away from the mat. And then interlace the fingers underneath the spine. So if you can do this, walk the shoulders a little bit closer together to enhance the lift. Keep the chin drawing towards the chest. Now at the beginning when we were discussing the breath and the belly breath, we were discussing that sense of motion. And here in bridge, it's really easy to see the rib cage, well, all the parts of the breathing instruments moving. So perhaps take your awareness now to the rise and fall of the lungs, the chest, the rib cage. As you keep your knees drawing towards the front of the space, drawing towards each other into parallel, feeling the expansion in the chest. So here as well, blood is flooding into your chest, where you have receptors that control your blood pressure. So this very posture and other inversions, including shoulder stand and headstand, they actually help reduce your blood pressure and relax you. So it's one you can hold, and I hope you're here with me, holding this one. We're about ready to release. As you do so mindfully. So first of all, unwrap your fingers and then see if you can lower each vertebra one at a time, like a string of pearls, into the mat. Really slowly, so no race. Take a moment when you feel all the vertebrae, or as many as possible, on the mat. And then inhale, draw the knees into the armpits. Let the arms come inside the knees, and then take the outer edges of the feet, roll left to right in happy baby pose. Ease through the hips. Then take the fingers over the tops of the toes and start to work towards straightening your legs in a V for victory. You're nearly there. We're nearly at Shavasana. So draw the heels away from you and enjoy that strength, that opening. Let gravity do a lot of the work here so the legs can heavy down towards the mat in opposite directions. Feel the stretch in the groin. Release the lower back into the mat. Draw the navel down towards the floor. Inhale and draw your legs up towards you. And I'd like you to see if you can come into eagle legs, lying down. So first of all, wrap the left leg over the right, once or twice. If that's not available to you, then you can simply draw both knees into the chest. And then everybody extend the arms out to the side. And we're going to roll over to the right-hand side. Oh, was it the right-hand side? Sorry, we're going to roll over to the left-hand side first, haven't we? So take your gaze over to the right and let the legs fall over to the left. It's called grounded root pose if you're in the eagle legs. Otherwise, enjoy that nice twist. If your knees are stacked on top of each other, in any way, you can let your left palm heavy down on top of the top knee. So whether that's the right knee or the left knee. Depends if you're in twisted root or not. Enjoy that stretch through the side body. See if you can heavy the right shoulder into the mat. Release your palm from the knees and inhale and draw back up to center. If you had your knees wrapped, just unwrap them and let your knees be symmetrical. Perhaps draw them into the chest for a moment. Inhaling the knees in and perhaps exhale, draw them away from you, just so that you can ease through the lower back there. So our lumbar spine isn't used to being twisted, it's quite deep for it. So this little massage now is a nice counter pose. Then extend the legs up again, and this time we're going to wrap the right leg around the left, spread the arms and take the legs over to the right hand side. The gaze over to the left. And if your knees are together rather than being twisted, you can do the same. Just place the right palm on top of the top knee. And see if that encourages any tension that might be held in the hips to release. This is where you can start to perhaps feel benefits of the practice, and you can marinate in them slightly, and you'll take them off the mat with you as well. So whatever comes your way today, you may have a more flexible approach, a more resilient approach. You may be more in touch with how you feel about them, the challenges. Okay. Let's unwrap the legs and draw back up to the center. So I'm going to recommend a sort of different relaxation posture today, if you can bear it. So it's a Baddha Konasana. If you've got a couple of cushions nearby and your hips are quite tight, it could be nice to place the cushions on the underneath the thighs. Alternatively, what you can do to ease through the hips is place the palms face down underneath your glutes, and it just slightly lifts your glutes and it eases the pressure again. If you're quite happy in Supta Baddha Konasana without your palms underneath your glutes, you can also try putting them on top of the thighs and feeling a comforting heaviness there. Or if you're interested in drawing your focus down into the belly breath, you could come back to the mudra that we had at the beginning, where you interlace your fingers, thumbs pointing upwards, and place on the belly. So here as well, you want to tuck the chin, draw the shoulders away from the ears, perhaps 2 or 3 millimeters or centimeters further down the mat than they are to begin with, away from the ears. And then see if you can just lift your hips up and place them a little bit further down the mat towards your heels. Now you've had a moment or two to get familiar with Supta Baddha Konasana. If you're not scanning nicely with this at the moment, for you today, you could also obviously choose Shavasana, but please can you make that decision now so that you get a few moments where you are feeling entirely free of the temptation to move as we drop down into the subtler layers of ourselves. So perhaps a nice time to check in with yourselves with the question of what brings you to yoga. And you may not have words for it right now. But as you take your focus from your grossest layer, your sort of external layer, how you're arranged on the mat, perhaps the answer lies deeper than the posture that you're in. Perhaps it's an affirmative practice for you. Perhaps you really like the movement. Is it possible that if you don't practice yoga, you become unaware of your breath? If you're practicing and you're pregnant, can you use these moments to connect with that miracle inside of you at the moment? So even if you don't think that you feel anything, perhaps you can just focus on what you do feel. What are the differences that you feel when you carry the baby? So you've had a bit of an inquiry, and now I would like you to allow yourself some freedom and some space. How often do you allow yourselves this chance to stop? If a thought comes into your mind, of course, it's meant to be there, but it's not meant to be interacted with right now. Simply observe it. Attempt to be neutral towards it. Feel the heaviness of the points of contact with the floor. Allow yourselves just a few more moments to entirely release into that support. Soften the eyebrows, soften the tongue behind the lips. Draw your focus back to your breath. Release your palms if you're in Supta Baddha Konasana to the outside of the thighs, and just allow your palms to assist your knees in drawing back up so they point up towards the ceiling, so they come back together. If you are in Shavasana, inhale and draw the arms up over the head and draw the legs long, and then everybody come and meet together by drawing the knees into the armpits or into the chest, whichever you prefer. So perhaps your lids are still lowered. Roll over to one side, make a pillow with the palms, and gradually bring your focus back to the space that you're in. And again, resist the temptation to imprint any thoughts or feelings onto that space. Simply concentrate on a gradual, slow, careful movement upright to a seated position. And as ever, we're going to close with 3 nice breaths. Hopefully, again, that sort of idea of sunrise, encourage more sun into the sky. The forecast is looking better for the weekend. So let's draw the breath together. Inhale, arms up. Lift out of the pelvis, lift the spine. Exhale, release down. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, draw up, lift up. And exhale, release down to the midline. Take the fingertips just under the chin, bow the head. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.